Yeah, like it's everybody else's fault? Wait, what are you saying?
Well, yeah, because, you know, they had that camera crew that walked off the night before, so we can positively say, yeah, they didn't have possession of these or plant them.
Oh, somebody's offered that one up?
Yeah.
That's the thing, nobody would ever be able to, I mean, they'd have to, right, well, it doesn't matter, she still didn't do her job. You have to assume that people are going to plant stuff and things are going to get mixed in,
right,
okay?
As you should, handling.
Yeah, and the AD is not supposed to do what he did at all. People are horrified with what he did. Totally unacceptable. So it's like, you know, yeah, tracking this stuff down. It's compelling. It's compelling, yeah. And the fact that it's Starline brass, you know, and I wasn't sure what you were asking me exactly. If you had said that this is the case that shot the bullet, right, this is the one, I would have gone, well, that's really odd.
Well, and that's the thing is, I mean, really right now we can't, it's suspected until it comes from the lab. So yeah, I mean, as far as what we, you know, we say, all right, well, this is obviously the only one on top of the cart that's missing its projectile, has a hammer strike.
And then, well, the residue is going to be in there because Joe, when he makes dummy rounds, they're brand new cases. And if it were a blank, if it were even just a prime case, that would be different too. Okay, there are prime cases, but interesting, there were prime cases with the dummy rounds, right? Prime cases are used when you just need a super small effect. You can put like flour, foot powder, anything in there, and put a little piece of tape on it and stick it in the gun and use it. Like I could shoot between me and you, and it would be, it's a little bit close, but you get the big puff of smoke, which is the right effect. So, and prime cases are good for rehearsals and stuff like that, if we want to do that. Training, too.
Is that different from a blank?
Yeah, because it's just the case and the primer, and there's no added gunpowder in there at all.
So it's just because of the hitting of the
primer.
hammer.
Yep, the primer goes off, right? That normally it's the primer that initiates the gunpowder going off through the flash hole in there. So, but yeah, prime cases are like just a you know, good training tool and things like that. So there were a number of prime cases that I gave to Sarah, and it'd be interested to see what color primers those have.
Okay.
Right? Because
and it would pretty much just look like this, though.
It would look just like that.
I don't remember any of those.
They were there. Unless they got used up.
Maybe.
They might have gotten used up, or they might have been 5-in-1 PC. If it were 5-in-1 PC, it wouldn't have been that, which is better for us, like resolving this little nightmare, right? So if that's the case, let me look. I could, without you even going into all your stuff. Sarah 2. Blank ammunition, dummy round, invoice, got it right here. Oh, and I have a picture of it too. I have a picture of what I wrote down. Bummer, it does say 45 LCPC. That's a bummer. Yeah. 300 of them.
So it was applied to them?
But chances are that they'll all have the same color primer, and hopefully that's brass instead of nickel, right? Separate that between the two.
Yeah, I think we're definitely well over like 600 rounds at this point.
Yeah, easily, because I supplied 9, 3, 8, let's see, that's 2,000, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 3,000 rounds at least.
Just to this production?
Blanks. And then that was it, because I gave them an initial batch, and then they were shooting up. They wanted more half loads, instead of quarters for some reason. I forgot. I don't know what the justification was, like the reasoning. If you have horses or kids, use quarter loads nearby. And then if you're outside, it's daytime, use fulls. And then interior is typically quarters. So typically it's like quarters and fulls. For some reason they were going half, which is just, who knows at the distances and everything. So, all right, so circling back, and then the ballistics. So this would have modern. It's going to have. They're going to be able to definitively tell you that this is the round, absolutely, because it's not going to be just have primer residue in the case. Like, oh no, it's just one of the other prime cases that went off. The rest of these all have 777 powder, which is a black powder synthetic substitute, or they're black powder, right? This is going to be modern smokeless powder. So definitely, definitively, the FBI will be able to identify that as the round, without a doubt, and match that to whatever's in the barrel. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's really what we have to wait for to make that call. But as far as now, evidence believes that this was it.
But it just kind of helps you guys, like, at least focus on. I mean, it's just a matter of time.
Right. Well, and then if we figure out if this was the same, if it was manufactured by
Joe,
and then it leads us away from the camera crew.
Yeah, that's what camera crews do.
They're the only ones that.
That's ridiculous.
To this point have.
Absolutely ridiculous. I know you have to eliminate it, but it's silly is what it is.
But of course everybody's going to want.
I just don't know why she just doesn't come forward and say realistically and that nobody could disagree with her on the fact that working set as hell, like, it's high school all over again, with the stakes are much higher. There's just, and it sounds like that David Hall's guy was a real piece of work doing what he's doing, I could tell, it's just, she could have gotten beat down. I mean, she really could have.
She's young?
Yeah. She could have got pushed around and just been like, that's why she wasn't even there at the cart. As I understand it, I keep reading, like, weird, I don't read everything, but the LA Times came out and had an article that she brought the gun into David Hall's. But I had read that there was an affidavit that he picked it up off the prop cart.
And I don't even think that was mentioned in any affidavit.
Yeah, there's articles, so it's all over the place.
Yeah.
You can't trust anything. So.
Yeah, it's hard if they're not direct quoting what we actually put in the affidavit.
Right. Yeah, so I'm like, well, I don't know. I want to help. But I wish she would just come forward. She thinks she's going to get away with this, and it's like, you guys are negligent, both of you, for different reasons.
And that's my thing is it, if you're looking at this box and loading from this box, obviously, if it came from there, I think it's pretty easy to see the difference in color, but that would kind of be a little bit of an alarm in my head. Right,
so, that is making sense. So if we assume, okay, that's the one that went bang, then there's another one over here with a nickel primer. And nothing about this, I don't like anything about this, like looking at it. The fact that, is that another nickel one right there? Were there two?
I think it was just, no, I think
that
it was
one.
that one, and then it's this one was in there.
Okay. So, and then, suspected non-rattling rounds found in other locations as well, like her kit and stuff? Oh yeah, that's that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So non-rattling rounds were found elsewhere?
Right.
Okay.
But, like I said, now knowing, like, this one obviously didn't rattle,
Right.
so we're trying to figure out what that is.
The Denix
so
one.
it could be...
And the only way that this happens is if you're combing when your leather and you go out and you shoot and you... I mean, okay, if you weren't into 45 long Colt, would you have your own holster and leather thing that you did? Would you practice drawing if you weren't into it? Would there be videos of that? You didn't find any videos of her drawing?
I looked for, like, TikTok videos and...
Have they not gotten back to you, like the Facebooks of the world with the information?
So they don't reach out to us. We would have to reach out. Do you have any of Hannah's social media?
No, I'm not on any of it. I don't...
So and then there's the other thing is that I'm not finding her social media.
Oh, really? Well, what do you have to hide? Why would you turn it off? Well, I'll tell you, there's all kinds of videos and stuff for this routine. Yeah,
I've seen, like, the photos and stuff.
One of
like
those, I think, is her gun.
But it's a matter, you know, if I don't have, or if nobody knows of any of her social media platforms, you know, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
And you're not able just to, you're not able to get warrants for that information, for electronic information?
So I'd have to have her, like, user account.
Oh, you're kidding me. What a pain in the ass. No wonder she thinks she's going to get away with it.
So, I mean, if I had something that said, like, this is her account, or somebody that says, like, yeah, this was her Facebook, I mean, trust me, we've looked.
And you haven't been able to find it? Not even in, like, the history of...
So if she deletes the account?
Really?
I can't. If I can find a username, like an old username, like say if somebody screenshotted her, like, URL, because, you know, your URL is very specific to the person. Your username is specific to you. But if I can't locate any of that, then it does me no good. And that's why I think I had searched for an Instagram and it was deleted. But...
What a dirtbag.
You know, with that being said...
Here we go. And you can't look it up on different email addresses and stuff like that. Troy to Fuzz. Troy. Okay, you're back on speaker. Yeah, I'm serious, dude. What?
You're serious? I'm serious?
No, I'm serious. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm with Alex. Say hi, Alex.
Hello.
This is Alex. She's with the Santa Fe Sheriff's. Yeah.
Oh.
And Troy, you're with Bullhead Sheriff's Department, right? Bullhead City.
Bullhead City Police.
City Police. It's not a sheriff's thing. Okay.
No.
Okay, so the box and a half of ammo.
The box.
The box and of the reloads that came. What do you have?
We have
2
2 boxes.
boxes. And
they're full. I mean, one is taped shut. It hasn't even been opened. The other one I opened, and I don't believe I took any rounds out of it. I think it's still completely full.
But when I talked to Joe, he said he did it in bulk.
Did what in bulk?
He just made the rounds and gave them to Thale, and that was that. Like, he would just put them in a bag or a box or something.
Well, it may have been a ammo can.
So then who boxed them up?
I don't know. Those just came. Those were given to Thel. And Thel just gave them to me because I have a better house for safety purposes.
But are they? And they are in the all white boxes, right?
Well, cardboard. the ammo, I still have some blanks in the all-white boxes, the small all-white boxes.
Yeah. So the live rounds aren't in the all-white boxes, and they're just jumbled in like a box of cardboard, like, and you can guess they're like 100 in there in each box, or what?
They come in different ways. I've seen them in a big ass army metal.
Yeah, ammo can. Yeah.
I've seen that, and then I've seen them in these cardboard boxes that are about 3 inches high, 5 inches wide.
So how many rounds did you get from?
And they're just tape shut.
And that was a couple of years ago. Like hold on, my daughter's calling. Hold on. So how many and you got them from sale a couple of years ago?
Well, I didn't get them. I take care of his stuff. Because I have it.
Oh, right.
So he brings me stuff and say, hey, hang on to this. He's not giving them to me. He's just letting me. I just watch it.
Yeah.
I guard them basically.
Right, I'm with you.
Because his house is not all that secure, so he brings them to my house.
Right.
Brings stuff, things like that.
I got you. Can I have some of them?
Well, actually, can I have some of them?
What?
They belong to Bell.
So we need a warrant to get them?
To get them?
Yeah.
You want to take all the rounds I have?
I want a dozen of them.
You wanted it.
Yeah, give me a dozen of those rounds. Thale owes me $3,000, right? I want some of those rounds.
Well, you got to run that by him, not through me.
He's never going to give them up, dude.
Ask him. Well, they don't belong to me.
I'm with you. All right. It's all right. It's just a 42-year-old woman that's dead.
Well, yeah.
So those rounds were made of the same batch that were found amongst Hannah's shit.
There's no way you'd be able to ever figure that out.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. Put your FBI hat on, dude. If it's a certain powder and of an exact certain weight, grain, right?
Yeah.
And then they can analyze the powder it was the batch that was made a couple of years ago. It's going to be different than what they're making today.
Well, I don't know exactly when those things were made.
A couple of years ago.
Well, I don't. I think I've gotten those since a couple of years. I don't think they're that old. The ones in the ammo can might be that old.
The last time Joe gave Thale any rounds, it was 2 years ago.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yep. And Joe's got a really good memory. I have to ask him what I'm forgetting.
Okay.
But, yeah, pretty much we're trying to narrow down exactly, if what was used matches the composition of those, then at least we can, say this is where it came from.
Oh, so you haven't proven that it came from Joe?
No, well, it's really, the brass is really weird. It's Starline brass. Nobody makes ammo out of Starline brass. It's just such an uncommon thing. You just don't find it. Right? It's got a star, and then an arc, and then a star.
Okay. So you just want to see if these rounds have that Starline, if they're made out of the Starline deals?
Yeah.
Well, I could look at one and tell you.
Well, no, of course. Yeah, send it. Will you send me a picture? Because if they're not that, then there's no point. We're talking about apples and scarves.
Yeah, if they're not, then, I mean, that's...
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, if you can take a pic, huh? What?
Where is the star on this thing?
You'll see it. You'll see it's opposite. It says 45 Colt on one side, and on the opposite side it has the star, the arc, and then the star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you can take a picture, that'd be awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I can do that.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Sure.
Bye. Bye.
See you later.
Right. Cool. Because then he's like, I'm like, dude, fucking, why do you give a shit about protecting your buddy's dirtbag daughter?
well,
I mean,
I guess
I mean, I've got the world's fastest gun that ever lived that I'm about to piss off. The guy is scary fast.
Yeah.
Even at 78. He's like freaky fast. He could, I mean, he's the last living original combat master. I mean,
and then that's really as he said, those are the options. It's pretty much either, let's say it does look like these, and
copy. Okay, I'm gonna look right now because I wonder if she hired somebody to scrub her. Okay, so I've got a funky email. Do you have Hannah's email address?
No.
Okay, I'm doing a search.
Which I think you should have been in on those threads with Alec Baldwin, right?
What threads?
With him picking up guns.
What thread? What?
Hannah was emailing Alec about his gun choices.
No, I've never talked to Alec. I've never been in the thing.
In the...
No, I mean, it's she was trying to, why is it coming up in Spanish? Yeah, buddy.
Hey, just in case you're sitting around waiting for a picture and not at home, it's going to take us an hour and a half maybe to get home.
Boring.